After entering China for work, the clock does not wait for the newcomer to settle in. This is one of the most misunderstood parts of the work status journey. Many people think the hard part is getting the visa to enter China. Once they land, they expect to breathe, find an apartment, adjust to the city, meet the employer, and then begin the local procedures. But for work and residence status, arrival is not a pause. Arrival starts the landing sequence. In many work residence cases, the post-entry residence permit window is commonly treated as a 30-day window. That sounds like a month. In practice, it can feel much shorter. Why? Because 30 days is calendar time. It is not 30 usable working days. Weekends count, public holidays count, appointment queues count, medical report waiting time counts, landlord delays count, employer document delays count. Every day spent solving one small issue is still a day inside the residence permit window. And if the window is missed, the consequences can become serious. The overstay penalties described in Episode 1 can apply here, and the exposure can grow with every extra day. That is why the first 30 days should not be treated as a soft landing period. It should be treated as a compressed procedure sequence. The first check is the first address. Where will the worker stay immediately after arrival? A hotel may handle registration directly. Private housing may depend on a landlord, property documents, address format, and the local police station route. If the person spends the first week moving between temporary places, the file may already become less clean than expected. The second check is accommodation registration. This is not just a small administrative step. It can become an upstream record for later residence handling. If the address cannot be registered, or if the registration is delayed, later steps may lose time while the first record is corrected. The third check is the medical route. For many foreign workers, the medical examination has to follow the correct local facility or approved route. A general health check at any clinic may not be the record needed for the residence file. This matters because medical appointments and reports may not be instant. If the worker only starts asking after arrival, several days may disappear before the result is available. The fourth check is employer procedure ownership. Who inside the company is responsible after the employee enters China? Is it HR, the legal representative, an admin manager, a third-party accountant? Does that person know which original documents, seals, application records, and appointment steps are needed? If the answer is unclear, the employee may be physically in China while the company is still trying to understand what to do next. The fifth check is document consistency. Names, passport numbers, employer address, job title, business license information, contract wording, work permit records, and residence permit records should tell one story. If one system shows an old employer address, another shows a new address, and the contract uses a different title, the landing file may need correction before the residence step can move cleanly. Consider a real timeline. A foreign worker arrives on Monday. The plan sounds reasonable. First find an apartment, then register the address, then complete the medical check, then let HR handle the work permit card and residence permit steps. The first 2 days go into apartment viewing. The worker chooses a short-term place because it is available quickly. But the landlord is slow to cooperate with accommodation registration. The worker moves again. Now the address record has to be clarified. The medical appointment is booked, but the approved center is busy. The report is not available immediately. Then HR discovers that the employer's address in one system does not match the work permit file. The company recently moved offices, and no one checked whether every record had been updated. No single issue looks catastrophic, but 10 calendar days are gone. The residence permit window did not pause while the worker searched for housing, waited for a report, or asked HR to check records. That is the danger of treating the first month as a settling-in period. The useful framework is this: 30 days equals calendar time. Before arrival, check 5 things. 1. The first address. Where will the person stay, and can that place support registration? 2. The registration route. Who will complete it? With what documents and through which local path? 3. The medical route. Which facility or process is accepted, and how long does the report take? 4. The employer procedure owner. Who is responsible after entry, and are seals, originals, and records ready? 5. Document consistency. Do the employment, company, address, passport, and work status records match? The main lesson is not that 30 days is always impossible. The lesson is that 30 days should be planned before the flight, not discovered after landing. One more practical layer matters here: sequence. If the worker books medical too late, registration may wait. If registration waits, residence filing may wait. If employer originals are not ready, the appointment may move. These are not separate delays. They stack. So the first week after arrival should already have an owner, a route, and a backup plan. That backup plan is what keeps one delay from becoming a status problem. One small address record can block bigger residence procedures if the registration path is wrong. That is where we go next.